Desde la cabina más importante de Long Island, en New York, infórmate de lo que pasa en tu barrio. En 3, 2, 1, arrancamos. Anthony from the Neighborhood en Latino Mixx. Dale play a tu bocina.
Bienvenidos, señores. Aquí estamos sábado a las 11 de la mañana. Welcome to the show, Saturday, 11 o'clock. Here we are from the Neighborhood. And we're here to talk about a whole bunch of things. And today is going to be one of those special episodes where it's just you and me. So let's get into this. Let's talk about what the show is going to be about here in 2023. I already gave you guys a little bit of a preview, a little bit of a taste, para que ustedes supieran un poquito de lo que viene. Ya han conocido, bueno, una par de gente que han llegado. Una par de historias que han escuchado. El 2022 que hemos repasado. A few things have happened so far, but there's so much more. I think if you guys have been tuning in and you've been listening, you've picked up on a few changes. And if you guys are watching us online, you've noticed that the studio has changed a whole bunch. So hemos cambiado cosas aquí en el estudio, se ve mucho más chévere. Tenemos el logo atrás de mí, so si ustedes no lo están viendo, entra a la página latinomix.com y chequea lo que está ahí en la página de nosotros. Es una página nueva, really cool stuff. So a lot of it's been coming up for 2023. We're really excited. And I want to share this episode with just you and me. And we want to get into all the things that we're doing here on this program. We're going to have some pretty cool segments, great guests. Like I said, you've already seen a couple of them. And what's the show about? The show is where we come and we start busting through the headlines. We start breaking the stereotypes. We start debunking the myths and the misconceptions about areas and who lives there and how do they live and what do they do? And is this place boring? Are they stuck up? Is it a rough part of town? Or is it not? Are there people just like you and me everywhere we go who are trying to make it and trying to do their best in every way they can? So, señores, aquí estamos con muchas cosas en comunes y nos estamos dejando separar por cosas muy sencillas. Y es tiempo de que nos uniemos porque estamos juntos en este mundo, estamos atrapados en este globo. Estamos compartiendo todo lo que tiene aquí adentro y en realidad no estamos trayendo nada del espacio de otro mundo hacia acá, ni tampoco estamos exportando las personas que están aquí. So tenemos que llevarnos uno con el otro. We have to be neighbors to one another. We have to get along while we're inside this bubble. So while we're here busting open all of these myths, busting open these misconceptions, I gotta say that this can get a little dangerous. This can get a little scary. This can put us into some places where we don't feel real comfortable. But guess what? That's where the growth is. So come with me on this journey as we go and build out what is from the neighborhood. When we start putting in so much variety into the shows and we literally start busting the misconception and we start walking into some dangerous ground. So acompáñame, señores, y le voy a dejar con esta canción con mucha energía. And it's my man right here, Busta Rhymes, with his jam, Dangerous. Let's go.
De regreso con Anthony from the Neighborhood.
Yes, y aquí estamos regresando al programa y regresamos de una chévere canción, Busta Rhymes, Dangerous. And if you guys remember this song, that's 1997 es cuando salió esa canción y esa canción estuvo a todo el mundo arriba con energía y así lo quiero este sábado, con mucha energía, con mucho sabor, con mucha mente abierta para que me escuchen y conozcan los vecindarios, las personas que están viviendo en esos vecindarios y así nos conectamos. This is how we connect, guys, when we get to know the people in our community. So, how do you reach out to me? How do we connect on this show? How could you be a part of this show? Well, there's so many things that we can do, right? We're building a community. So if you guys are interested in any of that, just type in From the Neighborhood. Type it in on anything, Google search it, Instagram, Facebook, on the website. You guys can go ahead and reach out to me. You could be a member on the show. We could talk about your experience. Podemos hablar de tu experiencia, llegar a hacer que te hagan conocer tu historia, tal vez tú inspira a otro que vayan a cumplir sus sueños. Maybe you're going to inspire people to do their thing, accomplish their dreams. You might be that person. So, From the Neighborhood, guys, that's it. Super easy. And if you love what we're doing here, get on there and wear the gear. I got a lot of gear for my professionals who are helping people get into homes, who are real estate attorneys, who are doing all sorts of stuff that help create communities. And I've also got stuff that represents where you're from. So if you're from Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten Island, you guys can go ahead and get the sweatshirt, the t-shirt, whatever gear we've got in the store, we are representing your neighborhood. And there's going to be a lot more places that we're going to represent. So make sure to check that stuff out. And it's going to be real fun, guys, because we're doing some pretty cool stuff here on the show. As a matter of fact, Hey, Mr. DJ.
Hey.
Hey, what's happening?
What's up, Mr. Anthony?
You seen my guy here. He was on the show one time before.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always in the cabina. He's in the studio behind that glass.
Yep.
Yep. So we've got this little thing here where we hook up two cans with a string. And I go, Triple.
Yo.
You can hear me. Triple R is my guy who's been helping me build this program.
Yes, sir.
And Trip, how's it looking for 2023?
Hey, like this. Look, we got the applause in the back. You know what it is.
Special effects.
We're doing big things over here.
Yes. He's hitting the buttons. Now, let me ask you this, Trip. We had our show running,
right,
and there was been a couple of episodes already. I'm looking at you right now through the glass.
Yes, sir.
And we're talking about one little thing that's popped up that I know you weren't expecting.
Mm-hmm.
What's that thing that you saw and you were like, what is this?
Well, which exactly? Which one? We spoke a lot about this one.
There was something I had behind the desk here.
I got you. So that box you got over there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool. What we working with that this year?
We're not going to use it today, but I'm using it as a tease so people tune into the rest of the program. So, señores, si ustedes la han perdido, hay una cajita que yo saca. Es una cajita de tarjetas. Yo la saco y la pongo aquí mismo en la mesa y le digo las personas, o le pregunto a las personas, la pregunta que sale de la tarjeta. I don't know what it is. To be honest with you, Trip, that thing sits at my desk and I don't touch it until we're here at the studio.
Wow.
Eso no se toca.
Okay.
Señores,
you're not home cheating, like looking through those. You're not like putting those answers and questions together.
No. So, señores, nosotros estamos cogiendo una tarjeta. La primera que sale es la que el invitado tiene que darnos contesta. O sea, no tiene que contestar la primera pregunta. I don't know what the question is going to be. When I pull it out, that's the question. And so far, hey, Trip, so far we've hit it off pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
We've been surprised and we're like, hey, look at this. This is the card that goes perfect with the topic. So we've had some fun. That's one part of a show. And I'm really excited for that one because it's going to give us a chance to kind of throw in a little unknown variable, right?
Yeah.
Trip, we're going to have something where we don't know what's coming.
We got a lot of good things coming. There's a lot of good things coming for the neighborhood, you know?
That's right. And talking about getting people to be part of the neighborhood, we've got a brand new segment that we are developing. It's going to be coming out real soon. And you guys are going to get to know of homes that are from the neighborhood. So what makes a neighborhood? Trip, tell me.
The people.
The people. Where do people live?
In the neighborhood, you know. In the homes.
People live in the homes in the neighborhood. So, si nosotros estamos aquí hablando de casas, estamos hablando de hogares, estamos hablando de cómo usted puede sobresalir, sentirse inspirado para poder lograr algo, then we have a sponsored segment that is now going to tell us what homes are available in all types of neighborhoods. So these are professionals that are working there that you can reach out to, speak to them, and find out, hey, I heard that house on the radio. Escuché de esa casa sobre el radio, me interesa, quiero saber más. Es un momento donde nosotros vamos a poder explorar y también encontrar nuestro próximo hogar. So this is a sponsor segment. We have to give big salute to the sponsors who are going to be a part of that. And if you are somebody who's out there, you have a local business and you want them to be known, then make sure to reach out to us. We've got a bunch of programs. Trip, about how many programs? We've got a bunch of stuff we're going on here at the station, right?
You could definitely find us on that Mixcloud and you could hear all that, you know what I'm saying? That stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, and Trip does some pretty cool experiences himself. He shows up at your store and he'll remix everything in the parking lot, right?
Yeah, man. You know it.
Yeah, man. This is exciting, guys. We're doing so many things here. Honestly, it feels like we're moving at the speed of light. But when you're putting your work in there, cuando usted mete el trabajo, cuando usted mete el esfuerzo, I mean, it's like you're on the fast lane, right? Everybody else is in traffic, but Latino Mixx is on the HOV lane. We got a whole bunch of Latinos in the back, and we qualify to go full speed. So with that, guys, I'm going to go to a quick break with my group, the legendary Eagles, Life in the Fast Lane.
De regreso con Anthony from the Neighborhood.
Y ahí regresamos de un tiempo hacia atrás, 1976, The Eagles. And that actually, I think, comes from the album Hotel California. I'm not exactly sure because I wasn't around back in 1976. Trip, when did you come into the picture?
82.
82?
Yeah.
Pues estamos por ahí mismo.
Right.
We're around the same range.
Yeah.
So basically for us, you know, we're going back, when I'm calling out my DJ and I'm telling him to play a song, we're going back to times we weren't even around. So I think that's music you can say is from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right? Porque del vecindario tengamos gente de todas edades que han escuchado música de tanta diferentes tipos. Y ahí es donde la persona se encuentra lugares comunes, right? Like there's this thing here, I've heard this on the radio the other day. It was Salute the Sample. right? Legendary guy from our age.
Yeah.
Right? Who runs that show? LL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's got this thing, Salute to Sample, and a lot of the new songs we're listening to today, especially in the 90s, what do you say about hip-hop in that time? Was there samples?
I mean, of course. Yeah, they were sampling all over the place.
What's your favorite one? You got one?
Man, I don't have a favorite, but I guess like Diddy did a lot of good sampling.
Diddy's legendary. Yes. Diddy, Puff Daddy.
Yeah, whatever you want to call him, but yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We all know who we're talking about, Sean. You know, Sean Combs, he's got so many songs that were sampled. Y son canciones que tú utiliza un pedacito y la pone en una mezcla o una manera la pone de ritmo en la canción nueva.
Right.
So, es el vecindario, señores. Nosotros nos estamos criando sobre historia de nuestro pasado. Y en eso me quiero yo enfocar hoy. I want to focus a little bit on that because as we build a show, we're focusing on things from the past, things we learned before, and we're improving it. We're making it much more interesting. As I said, we've got these two really cool segments, right? A great sponsored segment, which is going to bring people awareness to want to explore areas. Maybe they're in the market. They just want to check a look at a home in that area. Or maybe we just want to explore a little more of that guest. And we're going to ask them a random question. Una pregunta sana, pero es una pregunta que nadie la está esperando. Y son preguntas ahí que nos van a hacer pensar. And there's a lot of other cool stuff. I don't want to let everything come out the bag, but I want to let you know that it's just me here. I've got my DJ. We've got the video guy who's working on it, right? They all can't get on the mic at one time, but we've got a bus load full of us here with many talents to deliver to you guys a lot of cool stuff. So, vamos a hablar de nuestra energía. Yo hablé de que está uno en el fast lane. And a lot of times in life, you take on a certain role and you just start heading out in that direction and you don't feel the speed at which you're traveling. You're kind of in this momentum. You're being taken by inertia. Eso es como lo que mueve los planetas. Los planetas se mueven y parecen como que si estuvieran quietecitos. Pero es que son tan grandes y se mueven de manera que es tan, ¿cómo te puedo decir? Es tan fácil. Está todo puesto en su lugar adecuado. Perfecto. En perfecto ritmo uno con el otro. And that's sometimes how life is. And we've got to really enjoy those times because those times don't come around so often. And a lot of the times what happens is we lose ourselves and we burn out the energy in things that don't matter. So, to find something that you really like is really, really, really difficult if you don't put yourself out there to the risks that are involved. So, si usted se siente como que no, me tengo que quedar en casa, me tengo que cuidar, me tengo que prevenir los problemas, usted nunca va a poder ver cuáles son las oportunidades que están enfrente de usted. So you have to get out. You have to branch out. You have to try something. Give it a little risk. And a lot of what's happening here is sometimes trial and error. I mean, Trip, do we get it right all the time?
Not all the time.
I mean, guys, we're filming here Saturday in the morning. We could, do the wrong thing, press the wrong button because, our bodies hasn't caught up. The mind sends a signal and our finger does what? Trip already knows. He's got more buttons than who can count.
Yeah, man.
So nosotros estamos aquí pensando de maneras que podemos entretener a ustedes, pero a la misma vez estamos tomando el riesgo de que nos vamos a pasar una vergüenza. That we don't know if we're going to get it right. So I want you guys to start dedicating yourselves and putting yourselves in the proper energy channels. Because energy is a mystery. La energía es un misterio. Uno no sabe de dónde es generado. You say, well, I eat some sugar. I feel like I'm on a sugar high. All right, I got some energy. But there's a certain process that happens. And it's magical. I know scientists have figured out what could benefit your body and what doesn't. But there's an energy beyond that. Hay una energía sobresaliente, o sea, pasado lo que es comida básica, o sea, su taza de café. Eso es algo más allá que te hace conectar con otra persona, llegar hacia ello sin haber hablado una palabra. You ever felt that? Somebody walks into the room, they haven't even said a word, but you feel their presence is there? Or it's pitch black, and you're walking around your room and you're trying to find something, and you feel the wall. You're like, there is something here. And you put your hand out and you touch the wall. That's because everything has energy. So this is an energy that's very, very difficult to explain. But if it's put in the right place, you feel like your life is in the fast lane. Am I right? Triple R, you ever felt that in a club?
Yeah, man.
Put the right song, what happens?
Yeah, man. Everybody moves. There's energy. You know what I'm saying?
There's energy.
Yep.
Hasta el piso se siente mover.
Se siente. You feel that energy. You feel that bass.
Absolutely. And that's a chemistry I'm going to tell you right now. So Trip is not rehearsed in what I'm going to say, but we're looking at each other from a glass, and we know what's going to happen because he can sense with the flow I'm going, with the flow he's got, what's going to be playing next, what I'm going to lead to. It's something that you're connected to. So nosotros estamos conectados uno al otro a eso. Entonces tenemos que ser presente con eso. Tenemos que saber que eso está ahí. Estar mirándolo como si fuera una figura cualquiera. O sea, este computador que está frente de mí puede ser eso mismo. Tú dices, wow, eso es energía. You ever got electrocuted, Trip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Then you're like, whoa, what was that? Energy, man. That's energy. So listen, guys, as I said, I got a great communication with my DJ. We hit it off really good every single show. And it's that thing where I'm just like, hey, Mr. DJ. And, well, I didn't even say it, but he knows what I'm trying to say already.
I got you.
So with that, you already know what song I'm going to do?
I already got it.
You got it? All right, so let's go with that. Hey, Mr. DJ by Zane. Let's do it.
De regreso con Anthony from the Neighborhood.
Y aquí estamos, señores, obviamente tocando todo lo clásico. Thank you to my DJ right there, Triple R. Be back in the house. He's actually going ahead and play a little bit of a song in the background, but he pops in once in a while.
Yeah, man.
Let me see. There he is. There he is.
I'm here.
He must have got the hand signal. We're like baseball players over here. Listen, when did that song come out, by the way? It's in the 90s, right?
Yeah, it had to have been like, what is it, 98?
98?
7? Something like that?
Probably by the time you and me heard it.
Yeah, probably.
Let me tell you guys, there was nothing like the YouTube or the on-demand music platforms that we have nowadays. You know, we had to wait till the radio played it, right? And that's something that's huge, man. When you got that person on the radio who's just making you happy playing that song, and I hope I'm doing that for you guys. Espero que le estoy haciendo eso, tocándole música clásica, la música que ustedes escucharon, que dijeron, wow, yo recuerdo cuando yo llegué aquí en los 90, eso lo tocaban a cada rato. Y obviamente nosotros estamos tocando música clásica. And what I'm going with is energy. La música, music, is a way of conveying this energy. It's a way of things being in harmony. You know, if you hear a certain song, as you notice, when we start off, I always try to get you a super energetic song because I know it's Saturday morning and you guys are like, I just woke up. You're trying to, scratch your eyes and, figure yourself out. It's 11 o'clock. It's a little later, but it's your off day. It's a day to chill. And if you're relaxing and I come on with, one of my upbeat songs, you're going to be like, I remember that. I'm going to transport you back 10, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, who knows, 40 years ago. And you're going to be like, I know where I was at that time. I know how I felt. It was good times. You remember the party, maybe who you were even dancing with. So, señores, eso es lo que la música hace. La música te transporta. La música es una energía. Usted lo siente y aunque esté de mal humor, quiere bailar. Quiere buscarse una pareja. Y si no tiene nadie con quien bailar, usted está aguantando la pared. Aguantando la pared y haciendo así con la cabecita, pegando los pies. You're doing something because music has a way of connecting people. And that's why I use it so much in the language, because I think that this is what it was designed for. It was designed to help us get together. It was designed to channel energy. So while we're on the topic of energy, there's sometimes that we lose it. We lose the energy on what's really not worth it. So let me go with an example. You're late to work. You're late to work. There's nothing more or less about it. You're late to work. So nosotros algunas veces nos tardamos en llegar al trabajo y lo hagamos más que lo que es necesario. Especialmente nosotros los latinos, yo le voy a admitir que nosotros no exageramos un poquito. Y a veces nos estamos sintiendo como que no, fue culpa de fulano, el otro, le añadimos historias y se vuelve espacio en nuestra mente. And you don't want to take something and make it bigger than what it's supposed to be and have it occupy your mind that way. You want to be able to release this energy. Let it go. And think to yourself, was it really necessary for me to hold this in? I mean, if you guys were tuning in, you guys have heard that I've had episodes before where professionals have said, you got to let it go. Some of it can be toxic. So esto te puede estar bloqueando tu energía a que llegue y haga lo que debiera hacer. So you don't want things to be blocking your energy and just be negative points where it's sucking you up. I mean, think about it. It's like a magnet. It's drawing you to it. And that magnet's not only drawing your thoughts to it, but now it's going to draw some other thoughts to it. And it's going to keep attaching other thoughts which are alike. ¿Ustedes han escuchado la cosa como que dime quién tú eres o quién son tus amigos, yo digo quién tú eres? Something like that, right? Where you have this attraction thing where things that are similar are going to go in the same box or categorized the same way. Well, if you're thinking something negative, you're going to find other things that are negative too, and you're going to start giving it justification. So again, my example, usted llegó tarde de trabajo, ya. Pasó lo que pasó y haga lo mejor que tú puedes de ese día. Do the best you can of that day. Take advantage of every single day. Don't lose control. Don't set yourself in a position where you are going to find yourself failing just because you gave something more space than was ever needed. So I heard something from someone, I'm going to borrow it right now. And this is something that we should all stop for a second and say to ourselves, is this a 5-second thought? Is it a 5-minute thought? A 5-hour thought? A 5-day or 5-week? You can choose whatever number you want. You can get 1-minute thought, 2-minute thought, whatever you want. I'm just saying 5 minutes is common, cliché, right? 5 minutos. Espérame 5 minutos. Eso es algo que dice todo el mundo común. So, si usted dice, este problema es de 5 minutos o de 5 horas. And now you're going to go back and you're going to say to yourself, no, that's not worth more than 5 minutes. I can take it, digest it, and put it out. Right? Nobody's going to eat a hot dog in 5 hours. You're going to eat in 5 minutes. Whereas Thanksgiving, turkey and, stuffing and all sorts of people's dishes, pies and whatever might take you 5 hours. Between the talking and the serving and then your second serving and possibly your third, you're in there for about 5 hours. But not a hot dog, not a pizza. So, señores, busquen manera de que usted pueda poner la cosa de manera que se puede ingerir. O sea, llega donde ti, lo absorbe, pasó por tu cuerpo y ya. Or if it has to sit around because it's a little more complicated, then that's what it is. But something like being late to work, guys, let it go. Don't lose control. Don't lose focus. Because this energy you have, once it's in the groove and it's in alignment with the things that you like, it's like one step after another and you're not even thinking about it. Just like when you walk. Just like when you breathe. Cuando usted respira y camina, usted no está pensando de qué manera está el dedo chiquito del pie derecho cuando lo va a plantar en el piso. No one's thinking about that. Es más, que usted ni está pensando si te cortaste las uñas de los pies. You're just walking. Right? Usted no importa si le huele más los pies, nada. Usted dice, no, estoy caminando y ni lo está pensando. Es inconsciente porque usted está en el movimiento de caminar. So be like that with the rest of your life. Don't think down to such a detail. You inhale, you exhale, you exhale. Be appreciative of the fact that you can do it, but don't get caught up to the point where every little thing is felt. I think there's something very interesting if you guys go back and you've seen like one of the movies, one of the Superman movies. Una película de los superhéroes, Superman específicamente. No me recuerdo cuál de ellas fue, pero fue cuando llegaron estas personas de otro planeta y comenzaron a descubrir los poderes que tenían Superman. Right? They discovered the powers that Superman had. So you go back to this film, all of a sudden they're hearing everybody the way Superman hears it. And they feel everything. And they're so in touch with what's going on because their senses are so hyper, right? They're super hyper hearing everything, sight, all that it drives them nuts for a little while in the movie. So don't let life be like that. Have control of life. Look at it as if I'm the one in control. I can decide, again, is it 5 minutes or is it 5 hours I'm going to focus on this? And then put my energy back in the right place. So I know this was a deep topic. And when I go through deep topics, I like to pull you out of the deep topics and go basically to a point where you start feeling the fun, you start feeling the energy, you start bouncing around, you start having a good time. Porque yo sé que los temas son profundos y uno se siente como que, wow, aquí viene Anthony, me puso por esta conversación. Cada vez que tengamos estos shows y además somos nosotros, se pone profundo. And I'm just letting you guys know that that's how we're having progress in this program. It's because we're having fun. And we have problems, but they're not 5 hours. Oh, maybe sometimes, right? I think Trip, we had a few 5-hour problems.
Yeah,
Right?
there's a couple.
But we just gave it 5. We didn't give it 5 hour in a minute.
Right. That's it. No more than that.
That's it, because we are not going to lose control. But I want you guys to lose control just for a little while. Por un ratico pierden el control. Porque le voy a poner una canción which came out back in the day, as all of them. It's called Lose Control. And it's done here by Missy Elliott featuring Sierra and Fat Man Scoop. Let's go.
De regreso con Anthony from the Neighborhood.
Bueno, señores, aquí estamos regresando al tema de energía y cómo es la energía en el cuerpo de uno, cómo es la energía en el mundo, cómo uno se puede mantener conectado a la energía de manera que uno no pierde el control. And this is very interesting, guys, because we forget that we are energy beings, and we start thinking that, hey, energy can run forever. It will never go away. We are in abundance of it. Well, folks, let me just say that I'm not as young as I used to be. And not that there's anything wrong with it. I actually feel like I'm still pretty flexible. I'm still pretty fast. But I'm pretty sure there's faster people than me, or more flexible people than me. Because I'm not hosting the Olympics or playing for any professional team. But I get around with my sports. Tengo un buen tiempo con los deportes, pero no soy profesional. Así que hay personas que son mejores que yo. Pero eso es porque la energía de uno se va acabando. Y mientras que uno está aquí, uno está como una estrella brillante y tiene que seguir dando de salud para iluminar otros. So you can light up an entire house of candles from one candle. Think about that. Your candle, your light, can be the light for many of others. And we know how many people in history, countless amount of people who have days dedicated to them, monuments dedicated to them, because they were exemplary. They were this light for so many others. So piensa como que tú puedes ser esa luz para otra persona y como tú puedes alumbrar la oscuridad. And this is very interesting, guys, because, you know, there's different kind of energies, and I kind of want to go into that. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything other than your host, okay? Pero yo he sido consciente de las diferentes energías. So, mientras que no soy doctor, científico o ninguna cosa así para decir esto es energía y esto no es, I open up a book. I open up a book and I say, well, I'm not a scientist, but I'm going to look at it. So we have the World Wide Web. So this book without pages, the laptop in front of me, is my source of reference. And I'm going to point out some energies that we are very familiar with. And this is electrical energy, mechanical energy, chemical energy, gravitational energy, radiant, nuclear, and magnetic. So cuando uno pone dos imanes se pegan, eso es energía magnética. Energía de electricidad, cuando prende la luz. Energía mecánica. Energía de gravedad. Yeah, gravity is an energy, and it acts against airplanes which want to take off. They have to use a different energy to get out. So yes, la energía de gravedad existe, la energía del sol existe. Eso es radiante. Esa es la energía que te da los paneles solares o te pega la piel y te quema. Eso es una energía. You feel it. Uno dice, wow, pica el sol, hoy pica. I know it's probably not the right weather for it, but in the summertime, wherever you are, if you're in warmer weather right now, you're going to feel it. That is energy. But what is energy at the end of the day? What can we say is actual energy? So I'll give you an example. There is energy in everything. Hay energía en todo. So si nosotros estamos con una piedra al lado de la montaña y la tiramos, la dejamos rodar, that is a kinetic energy. Eso es una energía. Y si la piedra no se está moviendo, es potential energy, energía potencial. So again, the rock is rolling down the mountain, it is kinetic energy. And if it's just sitting still, it's potential energy. So, which one are you? Are you rolling down the mountain? Or are you sitting still? Either way, you're still energy. So think about when you're putting the energy out or when you're receiving it. Two examples. Cuando usted está poniendo energía hacia afuera, le expliqué lo de la luz. I explained to you the light, right? Lighting up these dark areas. If a light bulb is got electric energy and it creates a light, then it is releasing light energy and heat energy, right? Light and heat energy. So, si usted prende un bombillo, da luz y da calor. Now, if you ate something, now it may have not been a light bulb. Hopefully, you're not eating light bulbs. No se comen los bombillos. But if you ate something, for example, like say a soup or some sort of, I don't know, candy bar even, you are then receiving a metabolic energy. So that's inside the minerals, the vitamins, the calories, the carbs that are in that meal. Y esa es otra energía que nuestro cuerpo sabe procesar. So everything has a role, everything has an energy. And like I said, just like that person comes into the room and you can feel their presence from across the room and they haven't said a word, it has an energy. It has a way to move you, to control you, right? To influence you. And that's how music plays. And what we're doing here on the show is we're getting in touch with people that are right from the community. And like I said, you've already heard a couple pretty inspirational stories that you'll be like, wow, I want to run my own company one day, but I'm just this person from this humble place. And that's it. How can I really become this person? Well, they did it. Why can't you? Because are you potential energy on the side of the hill? And all you got to do is get a push to get that kinetic energy because you're rolling down. What is it? Think about it. So, señores, vamos a ver la cosa como dos maneras. Lo que es potencial y lo que está en movimiento. Y ya yo le he dado muchos ejemplos, le he dado lo de la piedra y todas cosas así. Esos son energías que están esperando que usted vayan a accesarla. To get to that energy. They're waiting for you. And then you'll put it out. Just the way the sun puts out its radial energy, just the way fire puts out thermal energy, just the way the plugs, the switches in your house have electric energy, that is what's going to come through. And I know, guys, that life is difficult. La vida es difícil. No todo es blanco y negro. No todo es tan fácil, transparente. Se soluciona de manera que uno dice, wow, sonó bonito. Déjame aplicar eso en todo. No, not even that. Even if I had the answer, you can't apply it to all situations. So it requires us as human beings to use something that no computer has been able to figure out because, well, computers are designed by us. So unless there's something that designed it that's better than us, they are going to be like us. So nosotros tenemos que encontrar maneras de poder utilizar una energía especial a nosotros. Tomar ese control. We don't want to lose control. We want to take on the control and use something that's unique to human beings. And that is that intuition, that instinct, that ability to associate things and say, you know what? I have this energy inside me and I can create something pretty great. So what are we doing here on the program? We're going to be having obviously guests that are coming around. We're going to be having great places to explore. We're going to be mentioning some places to explore. We're going to encourage you guys to get out there. And not only encourage you guys to get out there, we're going to have fun with it because there's going to be some random things that are going to happen. I almost wish I could tell you guys, but it's going to be too much for 1 hour. I can guarantee that to you. It's going to be way too much stuff for 1 hour. Demasiado. Y nosotros lo vamos a pasar en muy buenos tiempos. Yo creo que si ustedes están viendo este programa, ustedes han visto como este programa ha evolucionado. This program has evolved and how it's grown and how it's gotten much more interesting, you know, with the people that have come on here. And every single time, even the guests themselves, they walk out surprised. So cada vez nosotros quedamos sorprendidos porque digamos, wow, esta persona salió de ese lugar y cumplió esas cosas. So as I said, folks, life is going to be a challenge. It's going to be difficult, but we got to look at it as in, you know what? It's a variety of things. Just like a rainbow comes out every single day, right after the rain shower, you see the entire spectrum of colors. Well, think of life and say, you know what? It doesn't have to be black and white. It doesn't have to be on or off. Say to yourself, you know what? There is energy. There's potential in this. It could be a problem, but there's potential in this problem. It doesn't always have to work out. There's potential to learn something in this failure. There's potential to, you know, have a reward after this challenge. There's a potential for a sense of fulfillment, a sense of belonging when you felt like you did not belong, like you were not accepted. That is potential energy. So again, guys, don't look at things like it's just one way or the other. I'm stuck in the position I'm in. No voy a progresar porque llegué aquí, tal vez no tenga papeles o tal vez soy de tal familia, llevo tal apellido. tuve un problema con la ley o algo así, hasta aquí me quedé. No. Life isn't that black and white. And you're already hearing it from the stories we have here. Las historias que hemos tenido aquí no han sido líneas derechas desde el punto de comienzo hasta el final. No ha sido así. So it's not black and white. As a matter of fact, if we look at the colors of the rainbow, I think we've got red, blue, violet, yellow, all sorts of stuff. I'm going to go back to like elementary school. I don't remember all the colors, pero ábrate una caja de tu cereal favorito, Lucky Charms, y usted va a ver todos los colores del arco iris, si no es que ha visto uno en persona. Ábrete una caja de Crayola y va a ver todos los colores más allá. 64 colores, hasta 200 colores vienen así en un paquete. So, open up the world. Open up the world here. The world you're designing in your mind. And cut it out from being black and white. Know that there's this area of gray. There's all sorts of stuff that is at play inside this space. So I got to tell you folks that when I have conversations like this and I let you a little bit into this world of what we're doing here behind the scenes, and I show you the common ground between us, it's probably one of the best shows, because all I have to do is speak to you. And I hope that this is all connecting with you guys. And if it is, reach out to me and let me know. Reach out to me with questions that you may have. I want to be able to answer some people's questions on the air here on the show. And you can ask me, hey, I had this thought and so forth. Let's get that taken care of. Let's get those energies released. We don't bite. We're actually pretty cool. And like I said, we're just like you. We are from the neighborhood. So, as I mentioned, folks, we're going to have a lot of stuff coming up this week, this entire year. This week, we're working on like I said, that new segment. And we're hoping you guys get out there and explore some of these neighborhoods. And if you are a business owner, real estate agent, attorney, maybe you run a different kind of practice and you have this interest in getting people to embrace communities and live next door, reach out to us. We've got solutions for that. But remember, guys, this is our time to try. This is our one shot. This is our at-bat. So trata a la vida y no la ve así como blanca y negra y esto es lo único que hay. No, look at it with all the rays of colors. Have fun with it. As a matter of fact, instead of saying black and white, why don't we just say black and yellow? If you guys know what I'm talking about, you guys know I'm going to go to that song. And that's a jam that everybody was bumping to. And that was back in the day, not too far, but just far back enough that we were in that party, we were having fun. It'll take you back to that time when you had that big grin on your face every time this song came on. So, señores, con esto la dejo. Ya acabamos nuestro episodio y lo espero ver muy pronto aquí en Latino Mixx, en el programa From the Neighborhood, cada sábado a las 11 de la mañana. And until next time, I'll be seeing you back in the neighborhood, and enjoy this song from Wiz Khalifa, Black and Yellow.
No te muevas. Regresamos en tan solo minutos.